Well, hello there, YouTube. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope this week is off to a great start for you. I just got back from Pensacola about 15-20 minutes ago. Had a few errands I needed to run over there this morning. Thought possibly I might do a haul video, but I didn't find anything over there. Even the Asian markets weren't looking that great. So had kind of a mishmash of different things to talk about today. So we're going to talk about recipes, eating out, and slip-ups. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, why don't you go down there and hit that subscribe button now and come back and see if I don't have any other videos you might be interested in to watch here. Yeah, sometimes when I'm sitting around at night, I'll take notes on things that pop into my head or just thoughts that I have, whatever. And sometimes I have ones that aren't like enough to do a full video, but sometimes I have 2 or 3 of them that I got enough to piece into a video and they kind of fit together. So that's what I thought I would do today. Recipes. Oh, and I hope you guys enjoyed that recipe in the last video. It's really good. It's super simple, super simple. And it's actually tastier than it looks. I know when you add those mushrooms in, the sauce isn't perfectly red, but it sure is good. In fact, I'm going to have some more this evening. But recipes. I've talked about recipes before. And first of all, I'm going to say something here. There's always that person in every place online, any place you go to online, you show one piece of food, they just put one word up there, recipe. Recipe. You know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that are just chasing every recipe out there. Every piece of food you put in front of them, they want to know a recipe to it. Now, I've said this before. Let me make this very clear so nobody gets their feelings hurt. Somebody will always kind of come simping at me like, well, recipes, but I need... Yes, I'm not saying you don't need recipes. I'm not saying don't get recipes. I get recipes all the time. What I'm saying is stop with this obsession over recipes. Having recipes, you're not going to find the perfect recipe, or you're not going to get the perfect recipes that's all of a sudden going to make it fall into place. It's always going to come back to you, and it's always going to come back to the options you choose. But just don't obsess over the recipes. There's places to put more energy in on learning more about this diet and how to feed ourselves and actually meet our nutritional needs. And that's something else too, is when you are thinking about recipes, think about how they fit your nutritional needs as well. When I'm using salad dressings as I'm going throughout my day, that's always factored in. Like, if I already had my fat for the day, is this going to be a higher fat dressing or whatever recipe, medium fat or no fat? And here's something too. Get yourself a base of recipes. Like everybody's different, and I know I'm way different. I'm just kind of very basic when it comes to eating. But if you get yourself, say, 7, 8, 10 recipes, that's a good place to start from. I mean, I could cycle 7 or 8, 10 good recipes probably for the rest of my life with with maybe a treat tossed in every once in a while. But what I want to kind of suggest to you today is to maybe start learning how to make a recipe, how to put a recipe together, like the components of doing that. If you watch enough recipe videos and you just start putting 2 and 2 together, you'll see like, okay, these ingredients I see a lot in recipes. And when I add this in there, like hemp seeds, you kind of start learning how you can learn hemp seeds to get a consistency or to make certain recipes. And your dates, they give a little bit of natural sweetness. They also thicken some of the recipes up a little bit. But just learn the components of putting a recipe together, and then you can basically do it for yourself. That's what I do a lot of times. If I'll get like some taste, I'm like, man, I sure would like to have such and such. And here's another little trick. If you've got a certain food or recipe or whatever, go search it on YouTube and watch how other people make it. And I'm not saying that to go watch other people's videos to knock them off or to steal a recipe. Well, it's not stealing if they're sharing it and you want to just use it. But if you're actually developing a recipe, don't say, okay, I'm going to copy every single aspect of it. Just kind of take the lesson from it of like, oh, okay, I see how they're doing this, so I could do this similarly, and I could probably use components of this recipe in other recipes, and okay, if I want to take this particular flavor and mix with this, bing, bang, boom. Put a little time into that. I've gotten quite good at it, and I'm not a kitchen person whatsoever. Eating out was probably the one that's the quickest of the subjects that I had made a few notes on. And eating out, and like I say, I like to always bring a different perspective. We've seen all the videos and stuff of people that go through all this. They call the restaurant and talk to this person. They talk to 4 people in the restaurant and, hey, can you send me a menu? And, oh, can we do extra stuff? I ain't about all that. Number one, I don't eat out at restaurants hardly ever, with people specifically. So when on the rare occasions I generally eat out at restaurants, I'm eating out, at a vegan restaurant or someplace that I know that I can get a certain thing that I have. If I'm just going to a random restaurant for a gathering with people, number one, for me, it's about the social aspect of it, hanging out with the people, interacting with my friends. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to eat pretty good before I even leave home. I'm not going, I'll sit there and I'll nibble on something just so I'm not the odd person not eating anything. But I'm probably, unless I know where we're going and I check it out and I'm like, oh, well, I could eat blah, 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 blah. I'm going to eat, so I'm not going to get to the restaurant and be just starving. Although, at this point, I could get to the restaurant, have nothing on the menu, not having eaten since noon, and I'd be okay with it. Just having a drink, like club soda's my go-to. I get crazy when I go to a restaurant sometime, but no, just like I say, I just kind of keep it simple. Eat ahead of time, or you can do that. Call the restaurant, see what they have on the menu. There's always generally options in there, whether it's veggies or baked potatoes have worked in a pinch for me before. If you are like adamant about staying fully raw, I would even say, which I'm not necessarily if I go to a restaurant, I would say if you're adamant about staying fully raw, sticking to it 100%, I would definitely say to eat before you go out. And then you can get yourself, most restaurants, you can at least get a salad. Sit there with a salad, you've got some food in front of you, or yeah, I don't know what else to tell you on that one, because I'm definitely not jumping through hoops and calling ahead and, hey, can you put this and this and this and that together for me? Not knocking that, just not my style. So, just think a little bit ahead of time. And just like I said, if you still have problems, where sometimes you can't necessarily control your eating 100%, definitely make sure you eat before you go to that restaurant, and you're not going to have that. You're not going to eat out of panic, eat out of hunger, and then just go home later and be like, oh, what did I do? And the last one I want to talk about is slip-ups. Like if you did go to that restaurant and eat something off there that you really shouldn't eat. And how bad? How bad is the slip-up? Like, are we talking big slip-up, small slip-up? Do you react differently after different slip-ups? Here's my best advice to you, and I believe this wholeheartedly. When you make a slip-up, most people's go-to is to overcorrect. Oh my God, let me restrict myself. Oh my God, now I'm going to do something to cleanse myself for the next week. Oh my God, I'm going to do something drastic. It's one meal. It's one meal. I doubt very seriously you're going to wreck your whole body, your health, and, destroy everything you've done, maybe getting healthier by just one meal and a thing. So my best advice to you when you do something like that, when you slip up, when you eat something that you don't want to, is just simply get right back on your program. Don't do anything different the next meal. You went out, you went for lunch, or you did whatever, whether it was at your house, out eating, you fell into a craving, whatever. Maybe, I'll even say this, if you're new to this lifestyle and you even slipped up and ate something that wasn't vegan and you're beating yourself up, best thing to do is delete that from your mind and just go right on. The next meal, you eat that next meal just like the slip up or whatever you ate never even happened. Never even happened. And you just do that, you just keep doing that, you do that, you do that. And there's nothing you're going to eat in one meal that's going to have that much carryover. I would almost guarantee, even if you went psycho and ate like 10, 12,000 calories of pure fat and whatever in one meal, I would say 2 days in of eating your normal way, well, what I call my normal way again, you'd be right as rain. But anyhow, just my 2 cents worth. Like I said, got back from Pensacola. I had another video planned, but still wanted to connect with you today. So just a few practical tips out there. I don't really like doing Q&A because like on Instagram and those things, because I'm getting old. I'm always having to look over and look into the camera. So I just kind of try to do it from time to time, like little smaller subjects, questions I get. I do get questions about slip-ups and all these different things, eating out in restaurants. So, maybe that'll help. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you here on Wednesday. Peace.